What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been quite some time since I've made a moto vlog. All my recent videos have been in the garage, so I apologize for that. You know, things have been really busy for me, especially lately in the past couple of weeks. Busy at work. I had duty, so I was stuck with that from morning to night, basically every day for a week. So that chewed up a lot of my time. And then also, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, I had found out that one of my childhood best friends had passed away from a motorcycle accident out in Virginia Beach. So I took a little bit of time for myself to kind of mourn my loss and keep my head in the right place and just kind of reflect on everything. So I apologize for the delays in videos and so on and so forth, but here we are on the 2003 Kawasaki Z1000, the new bike. So I've had this bike since August 4th or 5th, somewhere around that. And right now I'm still waiting on the Florida DMV to wrap up the registration transfer and everything for it. So I'm not keeping it registered here in California. Sent the registration and everything back home to Florida. Makes things a little easier to deal with, cheaper costs and whatnot. So hopefully that comes back sometime soon, because the plate that's on here is going to expire pretty soon. So, but yeah, here we are. I'm, you know what, like just about 3 weeks in pretty much, and I can say that I am pretty happy still with my choice to trade the Duke 390 for this bike. It's an absolutely fantastic motorcycle. I mean, I haven't had one real significant flaw with this thing yet. The power is immense. So when I'm on the highway doing, you know, my commute back and forth to work, it is just absolutely a pleasure to be able to be in 6th gear rolling, you know, 80 miles per hour, or at least what's 80 indicated. And you can just twist on the throttle and pass like it's nothing. So I don't know, it just makes commuting just so much more relaxing and fun when you know that you have the power there to make the moves that you might need to make. So, you know, up at 80 miles per hour on the Duke is pretty frantic on the freeway, not gonna lie. Especially going home. I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm heading north on the interstate, the wind is so much worse than it is when I'm coming down. Having a very strong headwind and not a very functional windshield on the Duke, I mean, it did its best. It was very shaky, very unstable feeling. I mean, the bike is light, so it's very prone to getting thrown around by wind and whatnot as it is. So having something that's significantly heavier like this definitely increases the stability when you're on the highway. And I mean, it increases stability in general. So this bike weighs like 480 pounds wet, fully loaded. The Duke fully loaded was like about 330 something, 337 pounds, somewhere around there. The weight difference there, you know, we're talking about 150 pounds. And fortunately enough, the Z makes plenty of power. So having that extra 150 pounds, man, I mean, it's like nothing to this bike. You got 128 horsepower and 72 foot-pounds of torque on tap. I mean, it'll just move whenever you want it to. Is it the fastest thing out there? No. But it has great power. I think it's like the perfect amount of power. Maybe even slightly overkill from being perfect. And nonetheless, the bike just has so much get up and go, and you can really get yourself into situations, but you can also have the confidence that you can get yourself out of situations, which was my biggest concern with the Duke. On the Duke, you know, if somebody's next to you on the interstate and they start to kind of creep over on you and you blare the horn, most of the time they're not going to notice. So you either have a choice. You either slam the brakes and slow down, or if the lane next to you is open, you can move over. You know, you got a couple choices to make here. You either brake, accelerate, or move over if possible. So with this bike, once I get close to like somebody's side mirror and I feel like, you know, they're starting to come over on me, in 6th gear, you know, and I can even drop to 5th real quick if I'd like to, you just, I mean, just roll it on, man, and like it just takes off and gets you ahead and out of that situation. Where the Duke, if I rolled on at 80 miles per hour, man, we're literally like about to go nowhere fast. So overall, I'm like I said, I'm really happy with the choice I made. It definitely fills the void of everything the Duke was making me feel. So the highway confidence, you know, it's great. The one thing I still need to get used to with this bike is the way it handles, and this is also another reason that I hadn't made too many vlog videos here recently, was getting this bike really 100% street ready. So the tires it came with were pretty close to needing changing out, and then after riding it, you know, somewhat around 500 miles here in the past couple weeks, the rear tire just got to that point where it was like, hey man, you need to change this thing out. I could actually feel it on like painted lines. You could feel a little bit of squirminess. And when tires are like definitely ready to go, that squirminess is increased. On a brand new set of tires, the painted lines don't really bother you all that much. So I've got a fresh set of Dunlop Road Smart 2 tires on here now, and there's only about 35 miles on the tires as of yet, so I am still taking it really, really easy with them. I usually like to give my tires at least a full tank of gas to break in. So man, it's so much fun. Like, I think that was like third gear right there, and you know, rolling on from about 35 miles per hour, it just takes off. But yeah, coming up to highway speeds here. Might be a little windy inside the helmet, I'm not sure, so I don't want to talk too long while I'm on the highway. I'll continue the video further up when I get to my exit on the way to the house. But I mean, getting the bike up here to highway speeds, it's very confidence inspiring. One other thing that I did here recently besides the new tires was I got the zero gravity sport touring screen right here in front of me. So the screen that the bike came with was like this Chinese knockoff double bubble, so to speak, windscreen that really didn't do a good job at all with blocking wind, especially taking this northern route like I am right now. It was absolutely terrible. Like, I was having neck strain, and like I could feel my chest just getting beat up. So I got the zero gravity sport touring screen, and I mean, it does an incredible job compared to that screen. It's much taller, it sticks up a little more vertically, and it's a little bit longer, a little bit wider as well. So it does a really good job. Like, sitting upright in the normal position like I am right now, I'm actually not fighting a whole lot of wind, and if I just tuck in ever so slightly like so, I mean, I really feel nothing. Everything is going over my head, and I can feel a light breeze on my shoulders, but that's about it. So really happy with this windscreen as well. Alright, so we're finally at the exit. We're jumping off the highway, so went ahead and turned the camera back on so we can talk a little more. So like I was saying back there, sorry about, you know, the delays in the videos. I just had a lot going on, a lot in my mind, a lot with work, and a lot going on with the motorcycle. So just a quick recap. New tires, Dunlop Road Smart 2s, really affordable tires. Got them for like 170 some bucks off of Revzilla, brand new. So they're a sport touring tire, but they're really good tires. I read a lot of great things about them. Not only will they give me good life longevity, but they have plenty of grip. They're a dual compound tire, and yeah, got a really good deal on them, so just got those put on. Swapped out the windscreen to the zero gravity, like I said, really loving it. And then pretty much the first thing I did when I got the bike was I changed the oil. So I got a fresh filter on there, fresh oil. Kind of just went through things and, you know, did a little look over of everything. Like I said in the video when I revealed it, the bike has the front end of basically the same year and era ZX6R. So It gives the bike a little more sporty handling, and it does handle really good. Like, it flicks from side to side pretty easily. It feels very light on its feet, especially for its weight and everything. You just have to be cautious because, you know, the power. So you can do things like that on the Duke. You can whip back and forth like that, and you know, if you start getting into the throttle, it's not really a big deal. On this bike, depending on what gear you're in, what RPM you're rolling at, if you jam on the throttle too hard, some bad things might happen. So it's all just about learning, you know, the abilities and the limits of this bike, and that's kind of what, you know, delayed me from making videos. Is I didn't want to just jump on this thing and go around town and just start ripping around with it without really getting a solid feel for the bike, and doing you guys kind of a injustice for not having a bike that was really, you know, 100% road ready. So I wanted to get the tires taken care of, the brakes, all the brake fluids, all of that good stuff was already taken care of. So really all I had to do was get the tires in order and just solve a little wind issues, and the bike was pretty much ready to go. Only other thing that I decided to do was adjust the clutch, because one time I jumped on the freeway and I was wide open in 4th gear, and as soon as I got to about 9,000 RPM, all of a sudden the rev shot up and the bike was bouncing off the rev limiter, and I wasn't really going anywhere anymore. I was like, what the heck just happened? It almost felt like it had, you know, slipped out of gear, or the clutch was slipping, you know, something like that. So I took a look into it, and I was like, oh man, hopefully it's not a clutch, but it's not that big a deal. The clutches aren't that expensive, and I could probably do the work at home. The only other expense would be like a new gasket and, you know, do another oil change. But come to find out, it was just because the clutch cable up here at the clutch lever was a little too tight. Like, there was barely any free play in it, and the factory recommendation is to have at least 2 to 3 millimeters of free play up there at the lever. So I put about 2 to 3 millimeters of free play in it, and lo and behold, it doesn't slip anymore. So I can rip it wide open and it pulls the entire way through the rev range. And the only thing that had me worried about that was because it only did it in 4th gear. But like my buddy kind of explained to me, maybe it was just because of the way the torque application is in that gear. So I don't know. It's solved now, all good. I'm glad I don't have to get a clutch for the bike or anything. Other than that, I mean, the bike runs and operates beautifully. I'm still really happy with the swap. I couldn't ask for a better bike unless I was buying something, you know, brand new. The bike is just, it's a beautiful bike. It's well taken care of, in my opinion. It's clean inside and out. There's no rust, no nothing, like nothing really odd going on with it. So all in all, not a bad deal, not a bad deal at all. And I lost quite a few subscribers to this whole swap in the first place. And I mean, yeah, it sucks, it is what it is. But, you know, if you're not here to really grow with me, then that's fine, you know. It's your choice, it's your freedom. It's just YouTube. I do this for fun mostly anyways. I don't do this professionally or seriously. Would it be awesome to do it professionally or seriously in the future? Yeah, sure. I mean, I'd be down for that, but this channel is still relatively small, guys. I mean, what are we at now? About 1,150 subscribers, I think, when I looked at it today. So we're still growing, and we're still growing slowly but steadily, and I appreciate all you new subscribers. I appreciate everybody who's stuck around since the Duke, and I hope to, you know, do more future vlogs with the bike. I hope to do more future upgrades with the bike. I am currently waiting to save up some money, and pretty much the next thing that I want to do to this bike is get a nice set of slip-ons for it. I'm also probably going to swap the coolant out to engine ice like I did on the Duke. See if that helps keep the engine operating temperatures down. Not that it overheats or anything. It does run, you know, it's a fairly hot bike. You got a bigger engine underneath you, and it's a naked bike, so you feel the heat. It's nothing like unbearable or brutal or anything like that. The fan kicks on, the fan takes care of it. I'm not worried about it, but I might switch over to engine ice. And I'm looking at a set of slip-ons from Black Widow or Delcovic. pretty much the only two companies that are really like selling brand new exhaust for this bike right now that I've found. It's an older bike, so you know, you got to kind of expect that the market for it has kind of dwindled off somewhat. The ZX6R still gets, you know, a decent amount of attention, and you can find some used deals on some used things on eBay, but for, you know, I think the Black Widow exhaust costs like 320 bucks. It's like 350 after shipping or something like that. I'm definitely gonna go for that. Brand new, 350 bucks, dual can slip-on exhaust. For that kind of price, I'd say you can't really beat it. So that'll be coming up in a future video as well. So let me go ahead and end the video right here. Like I said, I appreciate you guys who have stuck around. All you new subscribers, I appreciate you guys too. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and as always, I will see y'all in the next video.